Welcome to Health, Wealth, and Happiness. With the help of our medical expert, Dr. Rifat Sadiq, you at home will learn valuable information on how you can take hold of your health. This show will also include experts from all walks of life, including healthcare, wealth management, and of course, the pursuit of happiness. With me today is Dr. Rifat Sadiq. She has been practicing medicine for 25 years as an internist and practitioner of geriatric medicine. She has dedicated her practice to the prevention of major illnesses and obesity. Dr. Rifat Sadiq, tell me more about yourself.
As you said, I have been practicing medicine for years. Actually, I started as a pediatrician in Pakistan, and then I came to US many years ago. And then I joined internal medicine, and after that I did my fellowship in geriatric from UB. So I have been here in Buffalo for years. Then I joined Geriatric Associates. We were covering nursing homes and the hospitals in 1999. So I was reaching the patients. I was sitting at the end of their life because obviously they are in their 90s, 80s. I couldn't do much. So I was more for prevention. I started my group, which is known as Western New York Medical, in 2002. And then I felt that I can do something. I started with only like 200 patients. As you know now, maybe you know that we have 7 locations, and we have thousands and thousands of patients which we
Throughout the Western New York area?
Throughout the Western New York area.
Okay.
And my goal is the prevention. We should catch things early so that we can prevent those major illnesses, diabetes, hypertension, obesity. So that's my goal.
Prevention is really important. A lot of doctors kind of wait. I mean, I feel till it's sometimes a little too late to get some kind of an invasive approach. So you're more about prevention, healthy ways of trying to...
Exactly. We can actually prevent diabetes. We can prevent hypertension.
So you can say you can prevent it.
We can
you
prevent
can prevent
it.
diabetes.
And we have done that. I can give you an example of my own family. One of my brother-in-law who said that he is like that. He was on 2-3 medications, and I taught him how to reduce the weight. He was on medicine for high blood pressure, which he's not on them anymore because he reduced his weight and he's fine now without any medication. So we can prevent things.
So I guess you could say you've created a diabetic prevention plan. Yes,
we have for diabetes, we have for high blood pressure, for weight. That's actually our major thing is the weight. If we control our weight, we can prevent a lot of problems like diabetes, high blood pressure, heart problem, stroke, and a lot of others.
So what about for those trying to lose weight? Do you have a manual as well for that?
We actually, we do have a manual. We give them some tips how to lose weight, and also we in our practice, 2 of our location has a machine which we call it a DEXA machine, where we actually measure the weight, and then we follow up with patients how they can know exactly what their exact weight is, and then they can follow up on that.
So health, wealth, and happiness. Why did you want to create this show?
Actually, as I said, my goal is prevention. This is what I wanted to do. When I see patients in the clinic and in the hospital, I can only see few patients in a day. I cannot actually see tons and tons of patients. So to increase the level of awareness in community, I thought this would be the best way to reach out community, reach out people. They can sit home and flip their channel and listen to some advice.
Great. So because those of you who are not in our Buffalo viewing area, you can also ask Dr. Sadiq your health questions on our website at yourhwh.com, and we'll answer them right here on our show. Right, Dr. Sadiq?
Yeah.
So Dr. Sadiq, why did you want to become a doctor?
Oh, that's another story. Actually, I was a very little child, and I used to, whenever anybody would be in pain, I just would have that I'm in pain. If anybody is crying, I would go and help them. Why you're doing it? Or if anybody is having headache, I was a little child and I will go to my uncle, and even if he would cough, I was like 6, 7 years old. I will give him a water. I'll say, "Can I give you honey? It will help you in cough." So from the age of 6, 7, they would call me Dr. S.
That's cute.
So this is what, but I was the first female doctor in my family. After that, I guided so many my family members who are the doctors now. But we had a lot of male doctors, but I was the first female doctor in my family.
So I know you have a younger sister. You guided her also into the roots
I
of
made
medicine.
her change her major.
Really? That's so. How did that?
She was English major and art. So I said, no, everybody has a sister as a doctor. I want my sister as a doctor. So she changed her major.
That's funny.
For me.
So, Dr. Siddique, you still practice medicine every day. What are some of the things that you tell your patients when you see them? What are one of the most main health tips that you tell them to take with them that they can take control of their life?
I think positive attitude is must. We have to have. I know patient answer me, well, what can I do? I have cancer. How can I have a positive attitude? I said, mind plays games. Mind take over your body. So you have to have a positive attitude, and then make a plan. Make a plan of your body. As I treat my body as a car. We are like cars. We have to take care of our car. We have to. Our cars has wear and tear. We have to take it to the mechanic sometime. We have to have their tune-up done. We do polish them once in a while. We'll take them for washing. Every winter they have a lot of snow. We wash them. So this is like exactly our bodies. We have to make a plan for ourselves. So I tell people, number one, having a positive attitude. Number two, they have to have a plan. Make a 5-year plan for your body. Where you would be in 5 years. If I don't control my weight, I might get diabetes, I might get high blood pressure, because as we grow older and older, our body is not the same as it was 5 years ago. So we have to have a plan for our body. Make a plan. That's very, very important.
So what about vitamins? Does that help in maintaining in the regimen? Would that be maybe one of your points?
That's excellent, actually, adding vitamins. But eating healthy is very important.
Better than
if you are eating an apple every day, that keeps the doctor away. So don't want to come
we want to see you though.
Yeah. So no, apple is so important every day. This is my 3 things for every day: an apple, an organic egg, and a glass of milk.
Interesting. That's
every day, and that's what I practice.
Okay.
And I tell you, you will not actually get a cholesterol problem with one egg. The egg yolk has all the minerals and vitamins in it. But eat organic egg.
Okay.
Or vegetarian hen.
Okay.
The diet which hen eats is also very, very important. So you have to have either organic egg or vegetarian fed.
So what about those that may have high blood pressure, maybe on Lipitor? I mean, is that safe to have?
It's safe to have an organic egg every day, even if they have a cholesterol problem, because they should not eat chicken wing, they should not eat pizza. They have a lot of calories and a lot of fat. They should not have oily fried things. An egg would not hurt them.
Okay. That's good.
But obviously they can consult their doctor, and depending on what level of cholesterol they have. So definitely they should consult their doctor.
So with high cholesterol, but now that the holidays are here, there's some even more high cholesterol foods. What kind of tips can you give us that we can enjoy the holidays but not have to pay for it later?
I think when we see that whatever office you go, wherever you go, there are a lot of candies.
That's true.
So you have to avoid the candies, because it's very tempting, to tell you the truth. I mean, as a human being, I would feel like, so stay away from the stuff. And if you want to eat that, eat in moderation. Okay. Yeah, I tell people, you cannot stop. Mm-hmm. I cannot tell you to stop everything, and you will not be able to. So you can eat, but eat little. 1 candy or 2 candy, but you know that sugar is addicting. once you eat one candy, you want to have another one.
Sugar withdrawal.
Yeah.
But you know, when we're with our families and everybody's excited, we tend to all like to overeat. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. Everybody's excited, picking at all the foods, but how can we prevent that?
I think it's the company you should stress on, not the food.
Okay.
So we have to be careful what we eat. So as a family, we have to make a decision also.
Okay.
So our food choices should be healthy, because that's the most important thing. Obviously, when we are happy, we don't pay attention to what we eat. We should enjoy the company, and it says some people meet after a year, so we have to also pay attention of the food which we put on the table. That's also very, very important.
Because before you know it, all these calories add on, and the average American eats an extra 619 calories throughout the holiday season. Today on Health, Wealth, and Happiness, learn healthy substitutes to your favorite holiday foods and how to stay on track of your way throughout the holiday season. This is Kim Flagg. She's a certified personal trainer and fitness director at the Buffalo Athletic Club for Women. She has a bachelor's of science in healthcare studies with a specialization in health and fitness training. Now, it's hard to enjoy the holidays without expanding your waistband. So, Kim, how can we jump into a healthy eating and exercise routine right in the middle of the holiday season?
Well, Sam, it's harsh to say, but honestly, it comes down to just stop making excuses. Okay. You know, everyone likes to put others before themselves, and really what it comes down to is you need to make your health a priority. Also, what you can do to help yourself is give yourself 3 weeks to make that exercise routine stick. It takes 3 weeks to make that habit, so it's going to be tough, but if you just make it through those first 3 weeks and get to the gym every chance that you can, it'll stick for you. And it definitely helps too to add it into your plan. You know, people write things down, you make plans for appointments and all sorts of things. Why not make going to the gym one of those things that you actually plan into your schedule? If it's something that's planned, or if you have an appointment, it's a lot harder to just cancel it or say, forget it, I'm not going. Better yet, you could even try an intro personal training package, you know? Then you actually do have an appointment, and it's a lot harder to cancel at last minute because you're held accountable for that.
So you're saying actually write it in your planner. That way you have no excuses
write it down.
To meet with your personal trainer and actually stick to it. So what happens though if I'm sticking to it, I'm in, you know, you said 3 weeks, I'm in 2 weeks. I mean, what if like by week 2 I start to see no results and I get kind of stressed out? What can I do to pick me up right there?
You know, it takes 4 to 6 weeks, more so 6 weeks to actually see results from your first exercise program. And you always have to remember that. And you have to remember why you're doing it, you know. Even if you're not seeing results, think about how you feel. Think about the energy that you get from just going to the gym working out. You may not see it in the waistline right away, but you'll definitely see it in your better sleeping or more energy overall.
So basically, keep chugging at it.
Keep chugging.
So what about now organic foods here on the holiday table? Should we put that extra money to invest into like an organic turkey or other foods? What do you?
You know, I'm definitely for it. You know, calorie-wise, that's not where the difference comes in between organic versus inorganic foods. It's the unnatural additives that we have in foods that are non-organic that people don't really like to have. You know, you're putting pesticides, maybe some extra hormones that we don't really know what they are, and that's the better reason. Just overall health, you know, knowing what you're putting into your body is the reason to go for those organic fruit, vegetables, and your meats.
So what about breakfast? I mean, some people like pretty much they just fast the whole day and then they just gorge for that big huge meal in the evening. Should we be eating breakfast, and what should we be eating?
Every day. You know, there's so many people. My clients tell me, I don't want to eat breakfast. I don't like to eat breakfast. I'm not hungry in the morning. You have to eat breakfast. If you don't eat breakfast, you're not kickstarting your metabolism. Your metabolism needs that kickstart to actually burn fat.
So we're pretty much messing ourselves up for when we eat that big holiday meal.
Exactly.
So since we're going to eat such a big meal though, like what kind of good breakfast should we be eating though?
You want to try and definitely have something with protein to really kickstart the metabolism. A protein shake is always fairly easy and full of protein, full of good things for you. Other options are your eggs, whether they be hard-boiled or cooked. Try and stay away from adding any cheese or extra things into them. And also Greek yogurt is another thing that comes into play. It's very flavorful because you can have that sweetness to it if it's a flavored, and has a lot of protein for you.
Okay, what about cottage cheese?
Cottage cheese is excellent. Excellent source of protein, great for the morning.
Now, some people put fruit in it though. Does that take away or is that okay? Like,
Oh no, that's absolutely fine. You know, people take oatmeal and they add fruit on it. I personally do that all the time. Anywhere where you can have a good protein source and add a little bit of those good natural carbohydrates, absolutely wonderful for breakfast.
Who says you can't enjoy all your holiday favorites because you're watching your waistline? With these tips, you can enjoy these feasts without all the calories. So, Kim, what do we have here?
Well, Sam, before we get into the actual foods that you eat on the holidays, you want to remember that the key tip to weight management is always to remember portion size. Okay?
So don't gorge in is what you're saying.
Exactly. What we have here is just a couple of food items that you're typically going to see on your Thanksgiving meal, and ways to make them just a little bit healthier. For example, your sweet potato. Everyone loves that sweet potato casserole with the little marshmallows on top. Not necessarily the healthiest thing, so to eliminate some of the calories in those starches that you have, stick with the sweet potato as opposed to the white potato, but bake them. If you want to use sour cream, there's replacements for that. You can use plain Greek yogurt, which is a lower fat source, or you could also replace butter with Greek yogurt.
Okay. And then what is this, cinnamon? Is that just like for like the sweetness?
Yes, because sometimes, you know, just having only the baked and you don't have that butter, people crave a little bit of that sweetness, so a dash of cinnamon to that baked sweet potato just makes it perfect.
Okay. And then I guess turkey and...
Turkey, you know, the main course of the meal. Everyone likes to shoot for that dark meat, pretty much because it's high in fat, which is what we crave. I know it tastes good, but you really want to stick to the white meat. That's the leaner portion, less in calories. And for that gravy, try and stick with the turkey gravy. Even a vegetable gravy would be the best over the beef gravy.
Okay, and then I guess carrots?
Carrots. Everyone loves those casseroles. Again, like I mentioned, green bean casserole is a big one, but you want to try and stick to steamed vegetables. Obviously, you know, Thanksgiving Day, it's kind of impossible to have every single vegetable steamed, but having carrots steamed, they taste delicious. You can even add a little bit of a glaze just for that sweetness, and it's perfect.
What other vegetables we might be able to substitute as well?
You know, like I said, the sweet potatoes, you can have green beans, but try green beans almondine recipe with just a little bit of butter, maybe sauteed, not so much with the starches added.
Okay. And for dessert, oh, this looks really good.
Dessert. Oh, that's where the calories really come in. You want to try and stay away from the very, very dense fruit-filled pies, such as, you know, your berries, all of those sort of things. A crisp is a much healthier option, less in calories. And then your pumpkin pie is a much better choice compared to the fruit pies as well.
So this is kind of like an apple pie, kind of like without the crust, like that.
Exactly, all of those carbohydrates.
Right.
Yes, that kind of takes away from it. It makes it a lighter but still sweet dessert.
Okay, and I think this is like a low fat or like a frozen yogurt or.
Could be.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
even adding like a low fat whipped cream.
Okay.
Perfect to it. I mean, whipped cream is definitely less calorie dense than you would have, say, ice cream on top. So, whipped cream, low fat, perfect on top.
I think this is cinnamon. The cinnamon, I think, isn't that good for to help with like the insulin?
Yes, of course. So, and always a dash of cinnamon doesn't hurt anything that you could add it to.
Okay, so you're saying stick with the pumpkin pie. Try to avoid those fruit, sugar-filled.
Yes, especially
pies.
when it comes out of that can. You know, it tends to be very processed and very high in sugar.
When we come back, Dr. Sadiq will give us some tips on how to feel less full during your holiday dinner. Stay with us. Welcome back. So if you've crossed the line and you've ate a little too much and have that full uncomfortable feeling. So Dr. Sadiq, what can help in this digestion?
I think we have to pace ourselves. We don't eat all at once. We have to first look at the plate, what we are eating, and then see whether we can digest it all or not. Most of the time, our plate is very full. So I would say, look at the plate and then eat carefully.
Right, because sometimes people just fill up the plate and don't realize, and then when they eat it, it's like, oh, I have to eat all of this.
What you can do is you can actually, half of the time, we have to satisfy our eyes. So we have to first satisfy our eyes and then take 1/3 or half of the food out, wrap it, put it in the refrigerator, eat it later, but don't have to fill out everything. And then also we have to make a plan how we are going to burn these calories.
Okay, so basically you're saying like take in the food and just, take it in. I'm actually going to put this into my body.
And how we are going to burn it. If maybe it's 3,000 calories in one plate or 2,000, we have to calculate the calories also.
So what is this? What do we have right here?
Actually, the best thing what we can do with our body is before we eat, we have to make a plan. If we fill up our stomach with 1 glass of water, at least 1 glass, but you can even do 2 glasses if you want. Sometime I will have 2 glasses. I really can fill up my stomach with this water, and we can reduce our appetite. 20% of our appetite can be reduced just with this glass of water. Oh. So our stomach has 3 parts. 1 we fill up with water, 1 with food, and 1/3 we leave it empty.
So that means less calories, of course, if you fill it with water.
Yes, it's no calories in the water. So we can just calorie-less diet.
Okay, and then what about walnuts? They're good to munch on, but
actually, walnuts is good. It can prevent the heart disease also because it has good cholesterol in it. It has antioxidant. But on the top, what it does is, it actually, if you have a handful of nuts, walnut and pine nut and almonds, they are all good. If you take some before your lunch and dinner, you actually, you can fill up of your stomach, and you will have less appetite. You will grab less pizza.
Less appetite, that's good. I'm going to grab one of these myself.
Yes, I was hungry too.
Excuse me. Now, the pineapple, how does this come in?
So what happened is, first of all, when we started with the water, we are reducing our appetite. We are filling up our stomach. This also, walnut helps us reduce our appetite. But what pineapple does is, it actually helps us in burn the calories. So suppose we took the calories in, now how we are going to take out the calories? So there are certain diet which actually help the burn calories faster. And pineapple is one of them, papaya is another one, lemon juice, grapefruit juice, they all burn our calories, they increase our metabolic rate, and our body run faster with these diets. So we should add these diets in our meal. On the top, what I would add to that is warm water. Warm water also burns, it increases our metabolic rate and it burns the calories. So instead of taking the cold water, you can start with warm water.
Okay, so we have here prevention, now burning the food that we ate, and now tea. So how does this help?
Peppermint tea is also very good. Once we eat a lot of food and we need to actually increase our digestive capabilities, and peppermint tea does help. It's antispasmodic. It doesn't have caffeine in it.
What does that mean?
It means that once we eat this, expose even nuts or we had an egg
or big holiday meal.
No pizza. But if we have this food, we need to move this food faster.
Right.
Through our digestive tract.
Uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, so that helps actually. Green tea is very good. Even I would suggest, if we don't have peppermint tea, we can actually have a warm water. That does the same thing as this would do it. So warm water will help you in digestion. So all these things actually, we can make our food to digest in a better way.
The holiday season is also a time for flu season. When we come back, Dr. Sadiq will answer your health questions. Welcome back. Viewers chimed in on our Facebook page and on our website, yourhwh.com, And now Dr. Sadiq is answering your flu questions. Justin from Depew writes, should I get a flu vaccine this year?
Yeah, sure. You should get the flu vaccine. All of us should get the flu vaccine.
So, but why? Why should we get the flu vaccine?
What happened is this flu vaccines have attenuated virus in it. When we get this virus, our body builds the defense system. Okay. We call them antibodies. So when we get the real flu viruses, our antibodies will protect us from getting really sick. So everybody should get flu vaccine.
Okay, and now Anthony from Williamsville says, should I not get the flu shot if I feel under the weather?
Yes, if you are sick, having symptoms of fever, chills, generalized weakness, I would recommend not to get at that time. Once you get out of that period of sickness, then you should get, because otherwise you can get very sick.
Okay, so like reactions on top, because I know you do get some kind of side effects when you actually get the flu
Little
shot.
side effects, and also your body is weak, because imagine that what we give you as a flu vaccine, they are viruses which we have changed them or made them modified or attenuated. They are real viruses, so they can make you sick if your body is weak. Okay. So your body should not be weak when you get those vaccines.
So make sure you're feeling good to get the shot.
Yes, any vaccines actually.
Okay, so we have some more. We have Jerry from Hamburg. He says, I got the vaccine last year and still got the flu. Why didn't it work, he says?
This vaccines does not cover all kind of viruses. Okay. It has influenza A, influenza B, and then there is H3N1 and H1N1. So all these, it doesn't cover everything, but it does cover, maybe I can say 90% sometime. And each year there are new viruses. Okay. So it doesn't cover those viruses. And next thing is that if I got the last year, the antibodies wears off also. So you need also to get every year to have a boost of the antibodies, or in simple words, the defense system.
So last year's vaccine that I have in my system is not going to work for me this year. Yes, because there's new things out there.
What happened is, if you have gotten vaccines last year, the antibodies which were built due to those vaccines may not last the whole next year. Okay. And number one. Number two, you will get some new viruses which that previous vaccine might not be protecting your body from those new viruses. So you need to get every year. Every
year. So basically what I got last year is not going to work for me this year. Yes. Okay. So Alexis now from Amherst writes, I know some people who got the vaccine in early August. If you get the vaccine too early, does it wear off?
No, it doesn't wear off. It takes, suppose if I get vaccines today, it takes my body to build the immune system, and it takes 2 weeks to build the antibodies, which is the defense force in our system. It's not too late, and especially the weather is changing, and it's very unpredictable. Usual time is October, but we have started September this year. Some people even got in August, so no, they will be all right.
Okay. I mean, I know a lot of people around the studio, they're starting to get sick. So, I mean, it's about prevention, right?
So, prevention is very important. I'm going to give you a take-home message. Wash your hand daily, and anytime you're touching things is very, very important. It will prevent you to get all these sickness, especially the flu. Cover your mouth when you're sneezing or you're around people who are sneezing. And also eat healthy. That will make you happy.
So do your part to prevent those germs, right?
Yes, we should do our part.
Well, next week on Health, Wealth, and Happiness, we'll show you how to get those happy hormones going to help you give you that natural high. And from our team at Health, Wealth, and Happiness, we want to wish you all happy holidays. Until next time, stay healthy, be happy, live better.